Okay, so I have another example here. In this case, we actually have a polynomial added to another polynomial, specifically a trinomial. It has 3 terms, 1, 2, 3, and this one has 1, 2, 3 terms. So with the addition, we said this is the easiest of the two because all I do is just bring everything down one line so I don't get confused. So I just have 5x squared minus 6x plus 2 plus 8x squared. You just keep the sign that's in front of it. If it was a negative, it would have been a negative, but this is just a plus for an addition. So I say 11x minus 6. So now I just have faced with the task of combining like terms here. So all I have to do is combine like terms. So let's go ahead and see what we have. Right here I have an x squared. I'll put a box around it. Do I have any other x squareds that I can see? I have one right here. So all I have to do is 5 plus 8 is just going to be 13x squared. Alright, next I'll go to my next term. So right here I have negative 6x. Do I have any other x terms? I do. I have an 11x right here. So I have negative 6 plus 11, or I can think of it as 11 minus 6. So I'm just going to be left with a positive 5x. Another way that you can do is the bank account method works right here, where if you're having problems doing addition of negative numbers in your head. I can think if I had negative $6 in my bank account, I was overdrawn $6 and I deposited $11, how much money would I have? I'd have $5 in my bank account. Or you can always think of the other method that the larger number is going to keep its sign. So right here we had an 11 and a 6. 11 is the larger number and it has a positive, so it's going to be a positive number. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one. So this is another example where I can use that. So let's just do the last one. So if I have these terms, these are common, they're just the number term. So if I have a plus 2 minus 6, so let's think about it. The larger number is going to keep its sign, so then I'm just going to do the difference of this. So I have negative $6 in my bank account, I put $2 in, I still am withdrawn by $4. So right here I'm going to have a negative 4. So that's the answer for that. Okay, so we have another example of, this is actually subtracting polynomials. So here I have a trinomial, 1, 2, 3 terms, 1, 2, 3 terms. You can think of trinomial like a tricycle. So right here, what we said to do is that we just have to distribute this negative 1 through all the terms. So let's not forget any of them. I have 3 terms to distribute through. So I'm just going to rewrite this down here because nothing's changing for this trinomial. Right here, this negative is going to distribute in, so I'm going to have a negative 5x squared. Negative times a negative is a positive. So right here I have positive 4x, and a negative times a positive is just a negative. If you're having problems remembering that, we always have that triangle that we can use. I use it a lot. So negative times a negative is a positive. A negative times a positive is going to result in a negative. And this only works for multiplication and division. Okay, so let's go ahead and combine our like terms. So what we have here, we'll start with this first term. So I have 10x squared. Do I have any other x squareds? I do. There's one right here. I need to make sure that I have the sign here, so it's going to be 10 minus 5. So that's going to be 5x squared. Okay. Let's move on to our next term. So right here I have a negative 7x. So do I have any other x terms that I can combine with? Here we go. 4x. So I have negative 7 in dollars in my bank account. I put $4 in. I'm still overdrawn by $3. So I'd have negative 3x. Okay, and then finally we're going to do our numbers here. So I have negative $2 in my bank account. And then I take $4 more out. I'm actually overdrawn by negative $6. So this is the result.